All right.
Hey, what's up, everyone? How you guys doing? Danny Lightning here. We got Maxthegamer and Melon. I think Melon might be having a couple microphone issues, so he should probably be joining us in a couple of minutes. So how's everyone going? I don't think we're going to do the whole live racing thing because, you know, we're going to be here answering questions and talking to you guys, and it's a giant pain in the butt to try and pay attention to whose turn it is to win and focus on questions and stuff as well. So this stream's a little bit different than normal, but yeah, we got Max here. Everybody say hello to Max.
Hello, Max. Oh, wait a minute. Hi, everyone.
Hopefully let me make sure I unmuted you. So
I'm muted.
One second. Okay, cool. We're all unmuted. Good.
Hey. Happy Sunday, everyone.
All right, so if you guys got some crazy game questions, let us know. We'll try and get you guys some good answers, hopefully. I'm just going to run some random races on the map for now, and you guys will have something to look at while the live stream's going.
How are you doing on that hill battle, Denny? You make any progress with it?
No, I don't feel like spending the game cash to upgrade my cars. Oh my god, look, the flash event with the new card. Wow, coming in 20 hours.
That's money event right there. I'm skipping that, but
I might buy that car.
It's not that bad.
That car is awesome. Like, I don't know, in real life it's awesome. I don't know if it's good in the game yet. But if I find out this car is good, I will spend the $20 to get it. It's just a really cool car.
Yeah, it's a really cool car, but it's also a brand new make and model, so good luck with the Fusions.
I'd be looking for...
these are the ones that cost you a lot of money to build if you really want it bad.
Yeah, I would be looking for a low performance point high evo tune that doesn't require many upgrades. That's the only way I'll buy it. If it has one of those, I'll buy it. If not, then, well, probably not.
I mean, if you think about it, $20 to buy it, but to get the Fusions, you're looking at least... I would say $30 at minimum, so that's a $50 car at the minimum, just to build it a little. If you want to max it, probably $200, $250. So, I can buy a lot of stuff with $250, so that's just me.
Somebody has a question. They say, can you own a Legender? I'm not 100% sure what that is. Max, do you have any idea what that is? A Legender?
A Legender? Hold on. Let me roll back here and look at the question.
Niner, what's up, buddy? Mark, what's up? Guy, how you doing? Charlie, nice to see ya. Glad you're enjoying the channel. What's up, Miguel? Actually, I think I need to start the wild card for my crew. Let me go do that really quick.
All right. It says, I think he tried to say, can you own a Legendary? I'm not sure what a Legendary is. I mean, there's legend cars. So... maybe that's what he's talking about, but I'm not so sure about what Legendary means. Some people get that little thing over their name in live lobby. That's sometimes get questioned a lot. You know, how do I get that little flag thing over my name?
Yeah.
That's just a crew thing.
Yeah, that doesn't really mean a whole lot, honestly. I mean, what I don't understand is why can't you see that when it's there, right?
Yeah, it's kind of stupid, right? You can't see it yourself.
Yeah.
The other thing is it disappears, apparently, if your crew gets hangs around long enough, you actually lose the banner.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, I think my crew already lost it over time.
Interesting. Yeah, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. That's weird.
Yeah.
Actually, where's my other phone? I need to tell my crew that the wild card has started. All right. They can run and get some good points.
Yeah, I mean, it's that Legendary banner thing is kind of silly, but hey, you know, people care. I mean, I understand it's nice to have it. So I saw another question about making money. I mean, there's only really one way to make money in this game is just to play a lot. The other option is you could always get some cars that could beat everybody else and then do some, you know, betting online. But I can tell you there are a lot of guys that are betting for a long time already, so they got a lot of good cars set up. So you may lose more money than you gain unless you really know what you're doing with that.
That is
So
very
I,
true.
for one, generally don't bet. So
I don't bet either, mainly because there's a lot of people that down tune cars. God, glad your grandma's doing good, Betty. That's awesome. Niner wants to know
good
how
to
many
hear.
Sage 6 do you need for the Sylvia event?
if you get the right one, only one. But if you don't get the right one, it could be up to 3 or 4. I mean, the Sylvia has to run around a 9.2 to make it through the event. You figure you can get there with the transmission, I believe, can get you there almost. But the other ones, I don't know so much. I mean, it depends on which ones you have.
The Beast wants to know if your crew is needing people, Max.
Well, TMX Racing definitely can use some people. I'm in that crew as well as Helena Hitman, but Helena is full, but TMX Racing could use people. And you can chat with me in either crew chat. I'm in both.
All right.
I try to help out if people actually ask me questions. You know what's funny? People join my crews and never ask me a single question.
That's funny. I don't really get a lot of questions in my crew either, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I'm there. I'm in chat every day. I say hi to everyone, and I never get a single question. So,
Michelle's asking about most used cars. For me, it's probably been the, well, since it came out at least, probably the Toyota Supra GR. What about you, Max?
F1, McLaren F1. I use it to make all my points. So that thing has ridiculous mileage already because of that. In fact, my crew just activated the wild card as well, so I'm probably going to jump in the F1 now.
Yeah, the F1 is a awesome car. I like that thing a lot.
Yeah,
For
it's
some reason,
called Team X Racing, guys, but you're not going to find it because it's using specialized, what do they call that? Special characters. So what you should do is just message me, you know, and then I can get you set up with my crew leader.
I should probably go do showdowns or something because we got the wild card going. I can do the other jump
Showdown's
later.
always a fun thing.
Let's see what car I'm going to use today. I think we're still on the LB NSX.
Yeah,
Alright,
someone
Trevor.
says they always see me in 7.5. That's kind of where I hang out with the F1s.
Noise
So-
wants to know if you burst your bracket too much and you get pushed into a faster lobby, how do you go about resetting that car? You gotta run a lot of races slower than your dyno time, and rumor has it you actually need to win the majority of those races. Some people say now if you lose them when running slower, it's not going to reset the car. I haven't really tried to reset one in a long time because I always use those lower performance point high evo tunes these days, but kind of makes so that you don't have to deal with all that. Do you have any more
It is
information
true
on that
that
one, Max?
losing doesn't seem to do much anymore. In fact, even while you're racing, if you're losing, it doesn't seem to do much. So there's that as well. You know, I would say at this point, your best way to reset would be 1, change the parts, 2, see if you can find bots or your own account or a crewmate and just run slow but win.
Yeah, somebody to swap with that will allow you to win even if you're running slow.
Yep, exactly. That's going to be important. But the point is that running slow is kind of the key here, but you still have to win.
Yeah, so resetting a car is a big old pain in the butt. Now, if you go to my channel and you scroll down, you'll see the live racing setup playlist or something along the lines of that. All the cars I found that have one of those low performance high evo tunes, I usually put them on that playlist, and that makes so you guys don't have to sit there and reset your cars all the time. Is that my computer dinging, or is that on your end, Max?
I don't think it's dinging on my end.
I think it sounds like LD player dinging. I don't know why it does that. It's a pain in the buttocks. Niner wants to know if I'm getting the van. Probably not. I actually have a video. I made a video about the banned last night. I'm probably going to post it after the live stream. It does have a low performance point high evo tune. I can't seem to get it to beat the dyno time on stage 6, but it's a great dyno beater on stage 5. It's a great dyno beater on the low performance high evo tune. I don't know, it's kind of cool. What is that beeping? Stop it, you piece of poo-poo turd sandwich. There it goes again. Oh my god, it's beeping like crazy. And I don't know what that is to shut it off. It might be the Discord,
Is anybody
actually.
hearing the beep or just you? I don't know.
Anything that plays on my computer is going to be broadcast to the live stream, so I don't know if that's Discord beeping or LD player. Let me open Discord.
Yeah, I'm not so sure.
I don't know what that is. Sorry about that, guys. This normally doesn't happen. I don't know what's causing that. I don't see any LD player notifications, so it must be the Discord.
It's quite possible. Discord might be doing something funky, but I don't see Discord actually showing anything on my end, but who knows?
Yeah, I don't know what that is. It's driving me crazy.
That's never fun. We don't want to drive Danny crazy.
910. No, it's nobody's sending me messages. I have no idea. Oh well. Sorry guys.
You know, Discord does beep when people join your, like jump in your channel and jump out your channel. It could be that.
It's actually a high pitched ding, like a real high pitched one. It's not a beep. It's just. It sounds like it's just a little like ding.
Message could be message. Yes, that's a possibility. All right.
Noise says,
okay,
my
Beast, I got your name. Let me know your rank so I can see if I can pop on Team X and give you an invite.
Alright, Charlie's wondering something about elite parts. Hold on, let me read that after I finish this race. Let's see what he's asking about. Are you talking about the elite tokens? He says elite points. You're probably talking about the tokens. So, lots of showdown racing, honestly. I mean, showdowns is the best way, or elite tuners events. And you can also check the map daily just to see if there happens to be anything on the map giving away the parts. That's really about all there is to it. You can do those couple of things or open up your wallet and, you know, pay a whole lot of money, unfortunately. It takes a really long time. I mean, it took me almost 2 years to finish all the Elite Tuners cars and get them the purple stars, and that was mainly because the Elite Tuners events gave out a lot of those tokens. After those were over, like, you know, finishing my Super GR, it's been almost 6 months now, and I still haven't been able to completely upgrade it to the last level yet. So it's a very long process getting all those tokens, unfortunately.
Yeah, so I want to kind of jump in here. I'm talking to the Beast on chat, but I just want to kind of say this in voice. Is I know a lot of guys are afraid of the minimums when it comes to milestone crews. To get minimum in a milestone crew, the reality is you only need to get about 15k of personal RP a day, which sounds intimidating, but in live racing, that's 15 races that you win. Okay. And that's not with the top car. With the top car, you can get 15k in like 10 races. But the point is that if you do your 10, 15 live races and win, and then you can get the crew points, and then if you also add in the Prestige Cup points, you will get easily over 600k in a season. Now, if you can't get the PC car because you're too new, I would just work a little more on live racing and get some more points there. And if you do showdown, that's points too. So you just got to play. So a rank 52 player can definitely hit 600k. That's not difficult, but you got to play enough.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, you can easily break 1 million just by simply doing a couple of showdown races, a couple of live races, the Prestige Cup, and all the little daily events. I mean, you'll see a lot of things that are like 3 races that will, the 3 races will give you like a huge chunk of RP if you're in a crew. And it's really easy to hit 1 million, honestly. I mean, if you don't even want a live race, just doing the little daily stuff plus the Prestige Cup, that can get you over 800,000 right there, just doing that. Then you throw on, 2 or 3 tanks a day doing live racing and showdowns, and bam, you just busted 1 million, like no problem.
Yep. Now, I can't find Dwayne as a player, so you might need to change your name to something a little more unique, and don't use any special characters or I can't look you up. And Luke, man, give me your IGN and rank as well. Let me see what your rank is, and IGN I can search for you.
Change your name temporarily to I want to join Max. I bet nobody's got that name, right? He'll be able to find you easy if you do that.
Well, I don't know. My searching skills is pretty bad in this game too, but I find that if you use any kind of special character in your name, it's like impossible to find you.
Ah, Chris Bass got his F1 yesterday, buddy. Congrats. That's awesome. But yeah, having special characters in your name, if you want people to be able to find you easy, that's not a good thing to do.
Yeah, Melon's with us. He was having some technical issues. He might be rebooting. Hopefully he'll still be able to join us. But he was in the Discord with us. It just wasn't working for him.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but Asho Speed actually said he might even pop in for a couple. We might have a full house today if everybody pops on.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see. It's not...
Portugal says, what happened to Millen? Yeah, he's having a microphone issue, I guess. He can't get Discord to pick up his microphone or something along the lines of that. Are you kidding me, man? 1,000. Come on. It didn't give me enough points. You jerk. That's what I say. CSR. I blame Donna for that one. Lookman doesn't understand something.
Anytime you're close to like a solid number, like 1,300, 1,200, they'll take extra race just to get it. It's always like that. And they'll always try to match you with somebody that can beat you too.
They sure do. It's always a pain in the butt.
Ah, big time. It's part of the reason that, Oh, so to change your name, go to the tab on the left. On the top, there's like a thing that looks like a human head. And there's a tab called Profile. Hit Profile. And then you'll see your name on the top there. You just hit Edit. And you can edit your name. So...
Yeah, I mean, as soon as you add you can change it right back, whatever you want. But yeah, just wait for him to find you first. What's up, Theo? Lookman says, Max, put your Facebook link in the chat, please. Hold on, what's up, man?
Facebook link.
Oh, right. I got a bad start. I was reading the chat. You darn people made me mess up my launch. Here, how dare you make me read? That's my fault for reading the chat and trying to play at the same time.
Wow. Odom, Danny versus Max Racing has to be set up. We got to find each other and everything. I don't think we're going to do that today while we're both trying to re-chat and also talk to you guys. But yeah, maybe in the future we can set something up. I got a few weeks where I'm going to be available for that kind of stuff. Let's see. Let me. I'm trying to look up my Facebook link right now, so give me a minute.
If you're ever free on a Monday, we could always do like a bonus live stream sometime too, where we race each other again. That was actually kind of fun.
Yeah, Monday to Friday is going to be pretty much impossible for me due to work, but you know. The best for me is always going to be Sunday, Saturday. I just can't do weekdays.
Gotcha.
I've been having a hard time making the Friday streams. It's
yeah.
Look, man, just give me your IGN and rank, and I'll search for you. But just make sure you don't have any kind of special characters. And same with the Beast. You got to make sure your name doesn't have any special characters in it.
Yeah, the Beast said his name is, what he just posted, The Beast YouTube, all one word.
Okay,
The Beast
let me search for that
YT.
again.
The Beast YT.
Okay, so here's what you need to do before I can find you. You have to run a race or two to set that name and sync with the server. Okay, because if the server is slow, you'll change your name and then I can't find you for like 10 minutes because it takes time for the name to pop up. But I'll search for photo.
6 million says, Max, how's the puppy doing?
He's doing great. He's not a puppy anymore. Technically, he's a young adult. So, you know, doing great. Play with me every day. Typical obnoxious German Shepherd stuff. He still likes to herd me around the house, and he can be very demanding.
German Shepherds are good dogs, though. I like those dogs a lot.
No, he's great. He's great. We've gotten closer since the 2 years of being together, and he actually shows a little bit like he actually cares about me now. Instead of just care about me feeding him.
Yeah.
It's a little different than before.
Give me some food. Fool.
Hey, Comet. Yeah, so Lukeman, photo _4388 is not coming up when I search. Is that the in-game name? Can you look at your in-game name, make sure that's correct?
Yeah, I don't know if you need to put in the capital letters or not anymore. It used to not have to, but I don't know if they've changed. I haven't had to search for anybody for quite a while.
Yeah, I mean the search on this game stinks. It just
Yes, it does.
I can't find anything.
Yeah, it's always been a pain. William D, what's up?
No, I can't. So to add you in game, I have to search you through the crew, which means I have to search you on in game, not on Facebook or Instagram. That doesn't really help me.
Yeah.
Even if I get you linked with me on Facebook, I still have to find you in game to actually invite you to the crew. So that's so I need the in-game name.
Facebook
that
and
you're actually
Instagram
using.
have nothing to do with this game whatsoever.
Yeah. That Facebook and Instagram doesn't help. Pretty useless stuff. It's good for chatting, but not for actually getting anybody in the game. No, that's not what.
Like, you can log into this game with Facebook, and I don't even know why that's there, because it serves absolutely no purpose that I can find.
Yeah, actually, you know, that's a common misconception too. I think Facebook doesn't save your game data, so logging into Facebook doesn't help you.
Why do we have to log in? I want to know. There must have been some sort of reason for that, like when the game started, but as of right now, it's pointless. I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't see any point in it. There we go. All right, so that I can done. Okay, so I'm gonna search for both of you guys now. Give me a minute. Danny, talk while I do my search.
La 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 la
I'm
la
gonna go.
la
I'm gonna go do some work.
la 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 la. I'll sing
a song.
I'll
Do a
sing some
dance.
opera for you guys. I would be a good opera singer. All right. Thanks for coming on, guys. It's awesome to see you. If you guys got some game questions, feel free to ask. If we miss anybody's questions, we apologize. You know, sometimes it takes a minute to get a question answered, and the comments do scroll by, so.
Yeah. So, let's see. So I'm gonna get both names search right now. I am logged into the crew garage.
Speedy says, Facebook wants to be your single source for authentication. Yeah, but what are you authenticating, honestly? I mean, I don't get it. I hate Facebook. I am not a fan of Facebook. Like, I have a Facebook, but I pop on there like maybe once a week, post a couple of videos or something, and I leave because it's a mess. Like, Facebook used to be like really nice and simple and clean cut. Now there's nothing but advertisements and videos and this and that. I mean, it's just a very unpleasant platform to visit, in my opinion. Too much going on. But
Sorry.
anyway,
Yeah.
Dave Benedin, what's up, buddy?
All right. So We only use Facebook Messenger to talk for the most part for my crews. It's just easier. But the so Beast, I got the invite out to you because I saw you pop up. But Luke Man needs to play a game or two or a race or two to get that synced.
Yeah,
Hey,
William
Bennett,
D.
hey, what's up?
Unfortunately, there's a lot of people having problems with certain events not showing up on their map. I would contact game support. The game is aware that that's happening to people, but if you let them know that you're having the problem, maybe they can do something to fix it for you. I'm not sure. But I would at least give that a try. But yeah, that's a major bug. This game has so many bugs, it's not even funny.
Spaghetti code, as the crow likes to say.
Yeah, pretty much.
Or actually, it was Nitro that told us that, right? Somebody told us it was the spaghetti code.
Spaghetti. That's why we don't have garage optimization issues, because they try and write that stuff in there, and the code's so messed up, it wrecks all this other stuff, and they can't get it to work.
Oh, someone's walking by my house. The German Shepherd is doing his job.
Get him.
All right.
Get him, buddy. Get him. Sick him.
I see the Beast is in. Welcome to the crew. Now, the Beast, some things you have to understand with this crew. Never add any tokens to the 30 card. That'll get you removed from the crew if you do that. Okay? We only run the 70 and the 150, no 30. So never add any tokens to the 30. And never activate the wild cards. And other than that, just make your RP. That's all we ask for.
Somebody says Facebook is a money hole. Why is it a money hole? It's like, do you actually spend money on Facebook now? I mean, isn't it just people post dumb stuff like pictures of their lunch and their fingernails that they just got did? Isn't that all that it is over there? That and advertisements? Maybe there's more going over there than I realized.
Facebook's there to make Facebook money. That's the same as this game, right? The game is here to make the game makers some money. You kind of have to.
I don't understand why people use Facebook. It's just like it's just so cluttered up. You know, there used to be something before Facebook called MySpace, and MySpace was cool. You could actually use HTML code to change the way your profile looks and add photos. It was actually really cool. It was kind of like a glorified email. But you made your little profile, you could add people as friends, you could message each other. And then one day, people started using Facebook instead, and I don't know why. MySpace kind of died, and then Facebook just kept getting more messy and more messy and more messy, and then it turned into the horrible piece of junk that it is today. But yep, I hate that thing. Some people like it, but not me.
So, Luke Man, I'm still not seeing your name pop up. I searched for Luke Man, and there's like a ton of them, but none of them's you. Now, are you using... I guess I have to ask this. I assume you're a US player, that you're using a normal US keyboard, but if you're using a foreign keyboard of any sort, some of the letters may be a different font, which could make it difficult for me to search for you.
Yeah, searching for players.
But I'm not seeing Lukeman A09421 popping up.
Yeah, searching for players is a really big pain if there's anybody with a name like yours. Like if they have a similar name, or you use any kind of weird characters that can really mess up somebody trying to find you. So,
all right, you
want to change your name to something that's very like specific that nobody else has. I mean, change your name to something like I am a water bottle. I mean, more than likely nobody's going to have that name.
Yeah, you don't have to go crazy with the complicated name. It's just a matter of making sure it's regular characters.
He says that's not a 0, it's an O.
Oh, well, that would do it. Okay.
What's up, Anna? How you doing today? Chris says, we got in the car every time since February, so we can't complain. Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh, all right. I came up with 2 accounts. One is 57, one's 45.
What rank are you, Luke, man?
I'm sure he put it earlier, but I got to scroll back to find it, so I'm just going to ask again.
William D says, they offered the T3 Mustang and the Dark Horse The event was over, no fusion. You mean they were selling them for money after the event ended? I'm really not surprised. They do weird stuff like that constantly. Dave says,
All right.
Max, do you still need players?
Yeah, we could use more. We got like at the time that I started adding these guys, we had like 4 spots or 5 spots. So yeah, we can add, because we got rid of a few spots because we had a few senior players basically retire. They just decided they're done. All right, so look, man, 45 is a little on the low side. I'm gonna have to warn you that we do expect you to make the minimum. I don't usually invite players unless you're like rank 50 and up and at least past Shacks. But I'll go ahead and invite you. You know, we'll give you a break on the first season, obviously, but you do have to try to make minimum. All right. So I'm gonna send an invite out now.
And if you're talking about that Nissan, the Super Silhouette, race the first couple of races of the event and it should give you that car for free. Or I think you could go into the dealership and buy it. Maybe you're talking about a different Nissan. I'm not sure. I'm not good with
The Silhouette
memory.
is the one that's used in the uphill battle. I mean, the hill climb
The
battle.
hill climb, yeah.
Yeah, I call it the uphill battle because it is an uphill battle to finish this thing. Anyway, you know, so again, Luke, man, same thing I just told the Beast. Do not add any tokens to the 30 card ever, and do not activate the wild card, and then just make points. That's all you got to do. We just try to have fun and no other requirements. All right. Minimum is 600K, but you know, if you guys show that you're trying hard, we're not gonna just kick you for no reason.
Is there another Nissan in here? Oh, this one. The GTR50 prototype. That's the one she's talking about.
Yeah, you notice they love to do stuff like this where in one season we have to build 3 Nissans. Okay?
Yeah.
You got the Silhouette, you got the prototype, and also the PC card. They're all Nissans. So I'm sure that's not by design. I'm sure that's, you know, an accident on their part to put 3 Nissans in one season.
Yeah. Yeah. They want
Yeah.
you to use all your Nissan parts, then you have to buy more,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah,
that is
I'm
in
sure
gold
the board
crates.
meeting when something like, gentlemen, the players have too many Nissan Fusions. I think it's time.
I'm
We
pretty
need to
sure
introduce
that's
3 Nissans in one season.
I'm pretty sure that's
And
kind
they
of
have
a
too much
crappy
money.
car.
Make sure they're
though.
all T5s. So
I don't really like any of these cars. I think that the Tier 5 GT, actually the Tier 4 GT is pretty good. I think the other two are kind of crappy though, but
the Tier 4 is the only good car out of this batch. And obviously the van seems to be really good. It's a
yeah.
low performance point, high evo car, obviously. But you know, I'm just the problem with the electric cars. They're all good, except they're all really hard to launch. Like if you're good at launching them, then obviously go for it. They're great cars for you. But if you're like me and hate having to focus on launching every time, then there might not be as much fun for you.
I actually need to I forgot to upgrade my Prestige Cup car, so I'm going to go ahead and spend all my money now. You guys can watch me spend all my game cash for like 2 minutes.
All right. So comment saying the van's easier to launch. We'll see about that. You know, I've been testing the VW, the VW IDR, whatever it is, that electric car. Again, if you get a right, you know, if you get the RPM drop launch on that, it's quite the beast. But I have a 30% fail rate when I launch that car, which doesn't appeal to me too much.
So yeah, on the van, I figured on stage 5, it's got an RPM drop. On the live racing setup, I have an RPM drop, but I can't get it to do it on the stage 6 tune. So maybe if you
What
do
you mean,
it,
like an
beats
Evo
Dyno.
drop?
No, the RPM will kick back to like 1,000 RPM after you launch.
Oh, the kickback. Yeah.
Yeah.
Usually these cars, particularly these recent ones, like if you get the the 0 RPM drop, it actually will run the best. It's like, so if you launch it anything but that, it just, it runs like 2-3 slower. It's really obnoxious.
That's Prestige Cup car, is that a tier 5 car or a tier 4
Yeah,
car?
it's a T5. It's
I'm
T5.
looking in the wrong place. Okay.
Yeah. Like I said, 3 T5s, 1 season,
That's a lot of game
cash. That's
cash.
not intentional.
I mean, that's over 20 million game cash, including, then you got to get all the parts to level them up and stuff. I mean, that's rough. Honestly, if they made things a little bit easier, I think they would have happier players. But they make it a little bit hard. They want you to spend a bunch of money. I mean, I get it, but
it comes back to them making a buck out of it, and that's understandable. Naturally, Natural Motion's not in this as a charity, so.
Nope, but you definitely want your customers to be happy at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, I know a lot of people have quit the game. I have a feeling
they know that
it's expensive.
Yeah. Well, I mean, think about the turnover rate of the game is pretty high. All these app games are the same way, so. Their goal is just to make sure the new guys are, coming in with the money. That's all.
Noise is still waiting for the garage organizer. I don't think we're ever going to get that. They did try to make one, and I don't think it worked properly, so they scrapped it. That's my understanding. It would be wonderful. We need that, but I am not counting on it. What I don't like is having to check to see if I have the universal parts. The get and fit, I don't know why, but being dyslexic, it takes me a second to figure out which thing to click there. But honestly, when you get universal parts, next time you upgrade a car, if you have them, you should probably spend them ASAP, because you can only hold so many. And once you have the maximum amount, you got to spend them on something. So every time you're upgrading a car, might as well use the ones that you have. Now, the Stage 6, though, I would save those for the really awesome cars. I would not spend my Universal Stage 6 parts on anything other than something amazing.
Yeah, exactly. You want to save that for, something that's like a purple star where you're not going to be able to easily get the Stage 6 for free.
Yeah.
Definitely not wasting it on some crappy PC car.
But the tier 1 through 5, stage 6, I'll just fit those on whatever I'm currently upgrading if I have them. Because you will just keep collecting more. One thing I like to do, I mean, since the garage organization is so messed up, once I start upgrading my Prestige Cup car, I like to move it to the front, just so I can find it easily. But yeah, garage organization sucks in this game. It's terrible.
I can agree with that.
Hey, Asho.
Hey, what's
Asho
up,
just
man?
popped on.
Nothing much. I just got home. I went to go get to my house real quick.
Nice.
Stop by and say hi.
Yeah, man. Asho Speed the King is here to join us. Very cool. You're a little quiet though, Asho. It's a little hard to hear you there.
My bad. Let me adjust my microphone.
All right. All right, Levi is restoring the Carrera GT. I really hated doing Legends. That was not fun for me.
It was very grindy. That was like every day do that special event, just get a few more tokens.
Is the LB Super Silhouette worth maxing out? I would say only up if you're doing the event, upgrade it as much as you need it to finish the event and then stop. It's not that wonderful of a car. I'm pretty sure I have a video on that one, and I don't remember liking it very much.
Right, so the problem with the LB Silhouette is not that it doesn't carry the numbers. The numbers look great up to a point with lower upgrades. The problem is that even with the nice numbers, it doesn't seem to do well. And that's a bummer because, you know, it looks like a low performance point high evo car. It acts like one, but then when you put it in lobby, it gets trashed by everybody.
Yeah, it doesn't really do as good as it seems like it should. Every once
Yep,
in a while, you
that's
have
the
a
issue
car
with it.
that looks wonderful and then it doesn't perform, which is it's rare, but there's a few cars out there like that, unfortunately. Like one thing with the Elite Tuners cars, the GTR, I was really disappointed because that has a low performance point high evo, but for some reason you can't win live races with it. Besides that, it's an amazing car. What was that, Max?
Yeah, Lukeman can't find me on Facebook, and I'm a public profile, so I don't know why he can't find me. That's surprising. I'm not looking at my Facebook at the moment, but you know, it's not. Everybody else finds me pretty easily, though. Oh, I gotta add Lukeman to the chat and the Beast as well. I forgot about that. Hold on. So I do need. I do need their Facebook so I can add them. Okay, let me see about. So, look, man, why don't you give me your Facebook name? See if I can find you.
This is a beautiful car. I'm actually glad we have this because I've been wanting a reason to upgrade this for a while. It's just a beautiful car. I don't know what it is about old boxy cars, but I just love the old school boxy cars.
Well,
Something
I mean,
like this. In real life,
this
I would
car
love
actually
to
is
have it.
rounded when it was. I mean, I owned one of these before, so the front end is supposed to be rounded before. So they kind of forced a boxy look onto a round car because the rest of the car is round.
Okay, how
I'm
are
not
we
against
sounding?
the
Better?
design, but it's not quite my thing.
Yeah, that's a little bit better, actually.
I don't know why my microphone's so quiet on Discord.
Let
Not
me
quiet
see.
anywhere else.
Let me see if I can turn you up. Let me find the Discord really quick. Maybe I can turn your volume up. I just want to make sure everybody can hear you when you're talking. 1 second. Let me find the chat. It takes me a second to find things on Discord. It's a big old pain in the butt. Oh, your user volume is at 100%, so I don't think I can turn you up anymore. Huh. It used to let you turn people up past 100. I wonder when that changed.
For me, it still does.
Are you on the phone or are you on your PC?
Oh, I'm on my PC.
Yeah, that's
I don't know
weird.
about phone.
It's not giving me the option to turn you up any. We can hear you though. So what's going on, man? How you been doing?
Oh, I've been doing fine.
Good, good.
Now, finally woke up early for once. Every time I'd wake up, I look at the clock and it's like, oh crap, it's 2 p.m.
Yeah. I'm gonna turn the
fix my
music
schedule.
off for a minute. That way we can hear him pretty good. So, Asho, do you know anything about garage organization? Did they scrap that idea? Do you have any idea at all?
You know, I'm not too sure about that because it's been in there for a long time. If you were to make it in the APK, you could get the garage organization, but I don't know why it's not been added yet because it actually does function, but I think it was buggy.
Yeah, I mean, there's got to be something wrong with it.
The last person I remember doing that was Nitro.
I mean, we need garage organization badly. The current, especially when you have like 50 garages, 100 garages of cars, it's just it's a nightmare to try and move anything or find stuff with I don't know, the garage is just a mess.
I feel that. I don't know where I'd be without my friend's program. He has like all this stuff, so he can sort the garage with one button. You can do it by manufacturer, tier, A to Z if you want. And it seems like from the APK, if you were to enable it, CSR has the same thing. So I don't know why it's not in the game yet. I guess might just still be buggy. I hope they don't scrap it because it would be a great thing to have more QOL updates for the game.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of thinking they were going to add that a long time ago, but they haven't. I mean, it's kind of disappointing.
Yeah, and from what I've seen, this is actually better too than my friend's program because you can do it by Evo as well. Evolution, the Evo points in the PP.
Yeah, that would actually be awesome. You know what's kind of funny? I get a lot of people asking about some of these car stats, and they'll be like, "Oh, this one only has like," they're looking at like those normal stats, not like the Evo points or whatever. They say, "Oh, this car only has like 90 power. Is this car any good?" It's like, none of those stats actually matter. Those are all just like crap stats. I don't even see why they put those on there.
Well, they gotta have something for you to look at, right? It's just there to make it sound good. It's got 1,500 horsepower. Okay.
And then it's slower than the car with 2 horsepower.
Yeah. And once you upgrade, who knows what the horsepower is? I mean, we got cars running 6s in the half mile. That's like 5,000 horsepower in real life.
5 million. Yeah, very unrealistic. But honestly, I mean, the only thing I look at really is the Evo points and the performance points. Those are the only numbers that matter to me. The rest of them are just kind of there for who knows what.
Aesthetics.
Pretty much.
I mean, it looks cool. I've never put my Facebook anything on any of my channels or anything because I don't even know how to pull up my Facebook link. Hold on a second. I'm not that technical when it comes to this stuff. I just joined Facebook just so I can do the game stuff, but I actually don't know how to operate it.
Comment, I don't have any parts installed on this car, so I don't think it's going to run like that. I can try it, but I'm guessing it probably won't work the same without any parts. Normally when there's no parts, you just kind of do a basic shift pattern. You know, a lot of people are always wondering, are they going to add pink slips to this car or to this game? I think that would be a terrible thing. Asho, have you ever seen them try to add anything like that in the game files or anything?
No.
Good. I hope they never do.
Like that where you could, I do remember back in the day before they changed the coding, there was like a little pink slip mod. You could race somebody in live, and if you win or lose, you'd be able to take the car. But I agree with you on the stance that I think pink slips would ruin this game completely.
Here we go.
Yeah, there's way too many down tuners.
There's too much modding, too much. The cars are wacky.
Yeah.
Cars would just get cloned to hell and back.
You'd get one of those guys that finds the glitch tune where it runs like 0.0002 and he'd come through and take all your cars.
The glitch tune isn't even the worst of it. You got guys that could add fusions and have the car run like 0.006 seconds in the half mile.
Yeah, it's horrible. I don't understand. I don't really like the fact that people will add extra parts to their car. That's not fair to use mods or cheats to get an advantage over players. I can understand why somebody maybe does something like that to get some keys or to add some cars. I get that, but adding extra parts to make your cars faster, I don't know. I don't like that so much.
The extra part thing started when Elite Tuners came out. So they basically tweaked the cars as if it's a Elite Customs car, and then that's how they fit the extra fusions.
That's crazy.
Some of those cars, it turns some of those cars incredibly wacky. Like the Cobra Jet, for example, it turns it into like a 3-second car.
Wow.
It's really dumb.
There was on Facebook years ago a contest between a few guys that were modders on who can get the fastest half mile ever. And I think they were down to the 0.00 something seconds. You know, like literally when they launch, it just instantly ends.
Yeah, it used to be more ridiculous back then because there was no cap on how much fusions you could add.
So
there was a lot of dumb mods back in the day.
Yeah, block models that did like under 1 second.
Yeah, I think when I started playing this game, it had been out for about a year, and I don't know if any of that stuff was going on at that point. I never
Yeah.
saw anything too crazy. I've heard a lot of players talk about seeing the modded players, but I don't really see them that often. Every once in a while, I might see somebody in Showdown that runs faster than they're supposed to, but I rarely see that. I know they're out there, but I just don't see it
The
often.
only cheaters I used to really see like that are the ones that are pretty blatant. Like they would have a purple star car, but they're using like a basic APK, so you could see the, let's say example, the McLaren Solus. You have a modder with the McLaren Solus, but it has no stars at all, so it only has like 96 fusion slots. And I was like, come on, man, like you got to be better than that. You're gonna get banned for that.
Yeah, for sure.
So Morgan, you don't want the super start. It's pretty useless. Generally speaking, with most of the cars set up properly, super start only hurts you. Um, you know.
Oh,
That's
wait.
one thing that irks me about this game. The launch is never accurate most of the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't even launch perfect for some of these cars, but yeah, the that super start, I find every time I get it, I end up running poorly. Particularly in Showdown, it's really bad.
I mean, that only works on certain cars, correct?
Now it's timing of the launch. Like if you get it on, I guess dead perfect according to
Oh.
the game, you get a quote super start, but half the time it just slows you down.
I thought he was asking about that little technique you have to get a perfect launch time.
Nah. It actually says super start. It's like a big old
Okay.
green thing that flashes across the screen. Super start. And then I go, yeah, and I lost. Thanks.
I don't
So-
know how to read, so I've never seen that before.
Yeah, usually just gives you even more wheel spin.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't
you
know
actually
why.
get more wheel spin with that start. Yep.
I don't know why, but when you have a stock car, you can kind of pay attention to the launch lights and the shift buttons and stuff. But once you start upgrading it, usually it goes out the window and you have to figure out really waggy, weird ways to start your cars and shift your cars. I'm not really sure why they've decided to do that, honestly.
I think because it makes the game more interesting. I mean, if they all shift exactly the same, just think about how boring that would be.
True, but you would think the lights would at least kind of give you a rough idea of where you actually want to shift, but they don't.
That just poor programming on their part. They could put the shift points into the attack. Like some cars have it until you upgrade the transmission to high levels, but they seem to be randomly placed. They have no relevance to actually how you should shift it. I in fact see that on what was that, the one of the cars I was just using, I think, had that situation going. Is it the LB Silhouette or something that, or the Ford GT? It shows you a shift point, but it's not a point you want to use.
Yeah, most of them are. I mean, if you notice, most cars you do when they're upgraded, you do the shifts right before it redlines. And I mean, sometimes the shift point will show at like, I don't know, 6,000 RPMs, but you want to shift at like 20,000 RPMs.
Yeah,
Or
generally
sometimes-
speaking, for most cars, it's either skipping the gear or short shifting it on the first few gears, and then all the rest is always deep good or near
Yeah.
perfect. You know.
Some cars don't even like perfect shifts. I mean, some cars hate it.
Yeah, it depends on the car, and also depend on the device, right? Because like Android devices are a little slower, so by the time you see the needle hit perfect, the data might be reading you already passed it. You're already shifting late. So I tend to shift slightly early to get what's equivalent to a perfect shift. So it depends on the device. It depends on other factors. It's very annoying.
So Justin says, I wish they could customize every car. You know what? I don't understand why you can't at least change the paint and the rims. I mean, if you go
Because
into
they
rare
don't want you
imports,
to.
if you go into rare imports, I mean, there's several sets of rims available, several sets of paint jobs available. So why not at least let us choose between those once we get it?
Why would you pull all the extra pulls on keys if you had the option? So that's why they want you to have a incentive to burn up all your silver keys every time a PC car comes around, because people do care about the livery. You know, they want that specific livery, and they'll pull thousands of keys to do it, and that's kind of what they're counting on.
Yeah, they want you to get addicted to the gacha.
Yep.
Yep. That's how I feel about it. I mean, I could be wrong, but that's my theory, and I'm sticking to it.
If I pull the ugliest color I've ever seen, I just say, well, that sucks. And then I say, I guess I'll just have to deal with it because I'm not going to waste all my keys just to get a new color, honestly. I would have to
Miguel's got
really
a good
love
question,
it.
actually. I think Asho might be able to answer this. How the hell do you guys figure out the shift patterns? I'm sure there's data that tells you where to shift, right?
Yeah, to be honest, it does show you the ratio of the cars in each car line as well. There's a. It tells you how many gears there's gonna be on the car too when you max it, and when you tune it as well.
Me,
It's usually how we figure it out.
I sit there and I play with it for like an hour, trying all kinds of different things until I figure out one that runs the fastest. I guess I'm doing it wrong.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
I
a good way
basically
to do it.
don't fight too hard to figure them out. I just go and look at other people's shift patterns and adjust it for my tunes because obviously I don't usually use max tunes, so you have to tweak the shift pattern accordingly. But yeah, it's all good. Um, everybody have their own little specialty thing going with whatever they're focused on, and that's how it makes it fun. Everybody
Yeah.
has their own little thing to do.
For example, I made a shift pattern video for the super van that I'm going to release later today. I'm not 100% sure if I got the stage 6 shift pattern right. I'm hoping I did. I know I got the live racing set up in the stage 5 right, but I'm pretty sure I got the stage 6 right, but it's not acting the way I would have expected it to, so I'm not 100% sure. But somebody else may or may not come out with a better shift pattern for the maxed out version of it.
Yeah, there are a lot of. I mean, the maxed out shift patterns. Some of them are just not intuitive at all. So I don't even try to figure them out. I just go look them up and use them. Just easier that way. Less stress on my part.
Yeah, I mean, I like to at least try to figure it out myself when I'm making for a video. That way I don't feel like I'm stealing somebody else's stuff, you know what I mean?
I just give credit. I got this
Yeah.
from Zoocar, just so you know.
Yeah, that's a good way to do it too. There have
Yeah.
been some cars where I was just like, this just can't be right, and I did have to go look at some other videos, but normally I figure it out myself.
Yeah.
But
So,
most of the time after I figure it out, I do search YouTube just to compare it and see if mine's at least this close to what they had, you know what I mean?
yeah.
On the van,
I
I
mean,
couldn't find anybody having another shift pattern, so I'm not
I mean,
100%
some of them are just plain old weird shift patterns that
Yeah.
I would never figure it out on my own. I just wouldn't test all those patterns. It just to me it doesn't make sense to do it. Um, Again, I always say I play the game for fun, and if it's going to require me to work, I'll go do something else. I
Yeah.
got a job. I don't need another job.
Yeah, really. To me, YouTube is the job, so.
But even then, it's a game. It's supposed to be fun. I try not to let it become more than a game.
Okay.
But even if you do YouTube as a job, you still want to enjoy what you're doing with the game.
Yeah. I think I need to install a few parts on this car. I keep losing this race. Or, you know what? Actually, if I go back to my garage, then come back out, I'll probably get a car that runs a different time. So, this is a pretty cool game tip here. If you guys get stuck on a race like that, come to your garage, go back, and you'll probably get a different car. So, let me try it again without... I know for a fact this works on the Prestige Cups. I would assume it probably works on these as well. Yep, different car. It'll run a different time. Let's see if that fixes me up or not. If not, then I'm going to have to
I'm not
go
so
put
sure
parts on
for-
this thing.
I'm not so sure for Supply Cup they'll actually give you a slower car. I know Prestige Cup they have a few variances on the time, but Supply Cup can be pretty consistent.
I think that guy ran faster. All right, I need to put some parts on here. So this car is obviously not beating the dyno time, or I'm not driving it properly to beat the dyno, but it's bone stock. I haven't put any upgrades on it at all yet.
I've been so busy talking, I didn't run my wild card. Okay,
Uh-oh.
let me get out there and do some.
Yeah, wild cards are amazing. One thing I think's kind of sucks though is I wish they would allow your crew to choose whether everybody can activate it or only admins can activate it, because a lot of times crews will have a nice schedule and some new player will come in and just start activating the cards and mess everything up. Now
I think they just want the drama.
We've
They do that on
actually
purpose.
They
Some
probably
people really
do.
do that on purpose.
But we've actually messaged CSR about this before, and CSR's reply was, we want every player to have access to activate it. We don't want to make it admin only. I'm like, that kind of
What's the point of
sucks. I think it
admin?
should be, I think the crew leader should have the choice to let everybody or admins only activate it. There should be a little switch you can turn on and off in the crew chat somewhere if you're the leader. But I don't know, the game wants everyone to be able to come in there and mess up your crew.
People are telling you how to shift this car, Danny. You're supposed to shift into second and nitrous and then immediately get into fourth after.
Even when it has no parts on it? I mean, often they drive very different when you don't have parts. Normally, a stock car drives nothing like the maxed out or highly upgraded version. I mean, maybe it's possible that it does, but I need to put parts on this thing anyway. It's weird not having the music playing. It's like so quiet if somebody stops talking for a second.
Hold on, I'm getting. Let's see.
Let's tune this bad boy. Oh wow, it's already got over 1,000 evil points on stage 3 parts. Not bad. All right. Somebody having some cereal? I think I hear some. Wait a second. This is weird. Yeah.
All right, I think I just added Luke Man to my crew chat, and then I'm trying to see about Eddie Geese.
William D says it's better without music. You don't like music, my man? It's nice to have some sort of background sound for those quiet times. If not, you're just like staring at the screen wondering, is anybody there?
Yeah. Well, music definitely gives it a nice little ambiance in the
Yeah.
background.
What's weird is I can't quite
So
figure
Eddie
it
Geese,
out.
where do you get your IGN? You go to the tab on the left, go to the little head-looking thing, and then your profile will tell you what your in-game name is.
Look, man, I turned off the music because Asho's microphone's a little quiet and it was really hard to hear him over the music, so I did turn the music off for that reason. Duster says everybody's saying launch at 0 RPMs. Let's
Taking the
find out.
super van into live racing now.
Ah, Max has got the super van.
Yep. Popped a few upgrades on it and off it goes.
Yeah, that's a cool car. I wouldn't mind having that on my own personal account.
Yeah, the super van is, it's actually one of the best cars in Forza Horizon 5 as well, but not this
really?
version, the older super van. For certain races, it's really cool. But I'm glad it's in this game too, although I'm not sure it's the greatest of race cars.
I'm kind of surprised, but a lot of people don't like the fact that they've added electric cars into the game. I'm not really sure why that bothers people, honestly.
Aren't they easier?
Well. So Eddie Geese, I gotta add you to our chat too. So if you have a Facebook account, make sure you friend me on Facebook. I put my Facebook link on there earlier. It's a public account, so you can easily friend me, and then I can add you to our chat. Same thing with the Beast. If you're still here, I need to do that. I just added Luke Man. So let me see how many spots we got left. I need to make sure I leave a spot for Dave.
What was that you were going to say, Asho? Oh, he's muted.
Oh.
I guess he had to do something real quick. Yeah, I got to play around with the shift pattern on this car.
So
I
what's
need
the
to
deal
try
with the
0
Supervan? When
RPM.
do you use nitrous on this?
Oh, the Supervan, I think
Yeah.
you had nitrous on first gear or second. It's either first or second.
First or second.
You know what? Let me see something really quick. Do I have a screen share set up? Let me go find the video I made about it. I'll let you know in a second. Let me go to YouTube.
Oh man, heavy rainfall expected near me. Wonderful.
I wonder if I can share this video with you guys. I probably could, but I don't know if I have this.
The easy.
Oh, here's one of those scam ads on YouTube. It's kind of sad that YouTube plays these ads of people trying to scam you and they allow it on there. That bothers me.
So, I mean, there's a lot of. I mean, scamming is such a thing nowadays in every way. You got people calling you, mailing you, emailing you. It's so much scamming.
Let me find a window capture. Ad source.
All right, the Beast, I'm trying to add you to our chat. I see 2 names. What's your profile pic look like? Is it a car or is it the person with the head? It's the Supra. Okay, gotcha. I'm going to add you to chat so you can...
Let's see where I hit the nitrous on this video. All right, 3, 2, 1, launch. Okay, you instantly shift into second, then hit your nitrous on the Supervan. That's the shift pattern that I came up with. Now that might have been for... That was the stage 5 tune. On stage 6, when it's maxed out, what you're going to do is, at least this is what worked for me. You instantly shift into nitrous and then hit your second. I mean, instantly shift into second, then hit nitrous. That's what worked for me. So that's how I did it. But yeah, I'll have a video coming out for this in a few minutes here after the thingy dingy. Let me go ahead and turn that window off.
Instant second?
Yeah, pretty much instantly into second.
And nitrous?
That gave me the best times on it. It's not beating dyno though. That's why I think maybe there's a better shift pattern than I found. I'm not 100% sure, but because on stage 5 it beats the heck out of dyno. On the low evo high performance point it beats the heck out of dyno, but on stage 6 I can't get it to beat the dyno. So that makes me wonder, did I do something wrong when I figured it out?
I don't know. Instant second. Well, I mean, I'm not launching it right either, so I'm not so sure this is going to work well. But let's see.
The B says, Max, I have a question in game, Max. Look says, what's the best Mercedes? Best Mercedes. I can't really recall any Mercedes that I liked that much other than the G-Wagon, and I don't remember what I liked about it.
There are a few decent Mercedes, but most of them are not. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can. I'm getting challenged left and right in this van. That's why I'm not able to focus. Hold on.
Are you doing the low performance point high evo one, or do you have it maxed out, or?
No. I only have it at like stage, stage 4 trans, 3 trans, 3. I'm all stage 3 stuff, not even stage 4 yet.
So when you launch, you want the needle to kick back to 1,000 RPMs, and then as soon as it does it, as soon as it kicks back, shift right into second, and then nitrous. If you don't get the launch, it'll run slower than the dyno, I think.
Right. So I'm not getting any kickback at all when I launch. So I'm not so sure that's going to happen with this. But this is why I don't particularly like the electric cars. It just seems like too much work to get something that it didn't require that much work. Yeah, so Comet's correct. The GT3 Mercedes is good. The S63 is good. The SLR is actually pretty good if you count that as a Mercedes, or is that a McLaren? I think that's a McLaren. That's not even a Mercedes.
Yeah, I don't know why. I just don't remember liking any of the Mercedes. But then again, there's 900 cars in the game. It's crazy. There's so many freaking cars. Why did I become a YouTuber? Well, you know, I got YouTube pretty much when YouTube first came out. When YouTube first came out, I got YouTube, and every once in a while I would post a video for fun, and then one day I posted I'm like, well, I'm going to start posting some gaming videos or this or that. And then one day I started making some CSR videos, and people just really started watching them, so I just kept making more. That's kind of how that went. What made you become a YouTuber, Max?
Oh, I didn't want to become a YouTuber. It just fell into it because my crew members kept asking me questions, and I got tired of answering them in chat, so I started making videos just to make it easier for people to just watch the video. Okay, stop asking me on the chat. So, and then the videos took off, so I just kept making them. That's really why I became, quote, a YouTuber.
Yeah, that's kind of how it went for me, too. I think at the time me and Max started making CSR videos, we got into the good time. There weren't a whole lot of people doing it at the time. There was a couple channels that were doing it. They had a decent amount of subscribers, and not many other little channels doing it. So I don't know.
At the time, I think the biggest was Mill. CSR2. He was the most active and had the best videos. And then, you and I probably started not far from each other, and there were like little videos here and there from people, but nothing really organized at the time.
Who was the guy with the really hoarse voice? I can't remember. He had a channel.
Doc Rack. Yeah, Doc was selling some interesting snake oil on his channel, but
really?
He was into all that stuff that he claims was the way the game worked, and I don't think it's quite correct. But we won't get into all that. That's old stuff.
Yeah, I remember him. I remember when I first started doing YouTube, I remember him, Max, and Millie. I remember those were the three main channels. But yeah, I mean, I made a video to help a friend out on CSR, and when I looked at it the next day, it had like 500 or 600 views. So I was like, I'm going to make another one. Same thing. I got like another 500 or 600 views. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to start making CSR videos. But that's really how it started for me as far as getting into the gaming portion of YouTube. Yeah.
I mean, I am getting money from YouTube, Luke, man, because I think once you get 1,000 subscribers and stuff, you can monetize it. So yes, I am monetizing it. Much like Denny always tells you, you make pennies on a video. So it's not like every week we get income from it. I think if I upgrade one car, it'll be like 3 months of my income.
I still can't I still can't figure out exactly how YouTube works, because some videos, let's just say I have 2 videos, they both have 5,000 views. One might make $3, the next one might make $10. Well, why is that? Why does one make 3 and one make 10 when they have the same amount of views, right? It doesn't make sense.
It could be the ad. It could be like a particular ad vendor pays more for that ad than I don't. I never keep track of it, so I give up.
One thing
when they do pay me, I get very happy. That's all.
I don't know. It's weird.
Ah, Asho's back. Cool. Were you going to say something about the electric cars earlier, Asho?
Oh, I said people don't like them, but aren't they kind of easier to run? Some of them
seems to be.
They're easier to win with because they're all like low performance point high evo cars, but they're all sensitive on where you have to launch them, and that's kind of annoying. I don't like that.
See, I think
I don't want to have to fight to get the launch just right.
I think some people just don't like the fact that they're electric in general. Not really the way they run in the game. They just don't like electric cars, I guess.
I just care about how they run. You could be, for all I care, it could be running on coal. As long as it works well in the game, I'll run it.
Asho, do you know anything about the possibility of Teslas being added? A lot of people are always saying, hey, when are they going to add Teslas? And I'm like, well, I kind of heard something about Tesla not wanting their cars in video games. I don't know if any of that's true, though.
I haven't seen anything on Tesla. Maybe that is true. But last time I've seen Tesla on really any game, I want to say Forza Horizon 3 and older
Gran Turismo.
Gran Turismo has Tesla?
Yeah, Gran Turismo has it. The Tesla Model S.
Ah, yeah.
Knowing Elon Musk, he probably wants like $1 billion to add a Tesla or something.
Well, Elon seems like he's pretty happy to let anybody wreck his car just to get more publicity. So, I don't know. I think a lot of the game makers don't know what to do with the Tesla. It's more the problem.
Maybe I'm wrong, but I have heard that several times. I just never really knew. It was never coming from like what I would consider a credible source. So I don't know, how true that is about him not wanting the cars on video games. I mean, yeah, why wouldn't you want your car on a video game if you really think about it? I mean, if I was a car
Ferrari's like
manufacturer,
that too. They're real picky about having their cars. Like, I think there was a whole stink about Ferraris that they won't allow it in a game that shows damage or something like that. But I mean, that was a long time ago. And Toyota used to be real anal about it too. Like, you can't have Toyotas in the game. It dilutes the what we're about. We're a car company, not video game company. I'm like, come on.
Yeah, Toyota. That's why we didn't have Supras in this game for a long time. Toyota wasn't allowing it.
Yep.
And for at some point,
Toyotas for a long time was Gran Turismo, and Gran Turismo, it's by Sony and Sony Japanese, so
yes,
they're gonna have it every time.
Yes, I did hear a rumor that for a while Toyota was only letting Japanese video game manufacturers use their cars.
That sounds about right. That sounds like Toyota. And I know that for the longest time, Porsche had an exclusive with, I think, one of the gaming companies, and that's why you couldn't get any Porsches in the game.
Yeah, Need for Speed.
Need for Speed, that's what it was. Yep.
For like a whole decade, I think. That was a rough era.
Low-key, yeah.
Pun intended.
Low-key, the Super Van is a cool car. After the stream sometime today, I'll have a video coming out that goes over it. I like it. It should have a good live racing setup, and it's just an all-around pretty nice car. Linda says Teslas are ugly except for the Roadster.
Wasn't that the first Tesla they made?
Yeah,
well,
I believe
that's
it
the one
was.
they built off of the Lotus Elise. It's a Lotus Elise design, and they just made it electric.
That wasn't too popular, wasn't it? I don't think so. I liked the design of it though. I remember that car.
Oh, it was beautiful. The thing
That's
is,
when the technology was still relatively new, though. Those Roadsters still had some range issues, but they were cool little cars.
And they were very expensive too.
Very expensive, yep. I think they were like $100K back then.
So, Master Gamer, not all cars have a specific live racing setup. Like, generally when I find a car that does have one, when I do the video for the car, I'll put it on there. But if it doesn't, if you see a video of mine that doesn't have the live racing setup, either it was a really old video or it didn't have a setup for that. So not all cars have that, unfortunately. Alright, I need to pee, guys, so I'm going to let you guys talk to the crowd for a minute while I go take a leak. So everybody, I shall return in 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah, so look, man, I did a few live streams. I just don't like operating the live stream stuff, like all the software and stuff. I'm just not into that. And I haven't done live stream a lot because family and other reasons. So, occasionally I have time and I try to set one up, but it's not something I try to do on a regular basis. Yeah, and 5 stars doesn't mean much. You guys need to be aware that there are a lot of really crappy 5-star cars. As the game says, 5-star just means rarity. It just means how hard it is to get the car. It doesn't mean anything about the car being good. So keep that in mind when you look at a 5-star car. And the same goes for purple stars too.
Yeah, there's some purple stars that are not really in touch with how fast the cars are these days. Maybe a couple years ago would have been like incredibly fast, but not anymore.
Yeah, they're way outdated. They gotta buff some of them, and that's what it is. Oh yeah, not family issues. My family's fine, but my family doesn't like me doing live streams in the morning because they're trying to sleep and I'm over here yapping. So that's why I try not to, and I don't have other time to do live streams. I'm kind of busy during the week with work, and then weekend is when I can do it. But then they want to sleep late, so I just gave up. I was like, you know what? I'm just not gonna do it. I'll just make videos and then upload them. Yeah, that GT 350R is sadly pretty slow and bad for a 5-star. That's pretty bad even back then, I think. That's not even, that's an old car, but
Sure
it wasn't even good back then.
Because I think the average was at least 10.7, I think, back then, at least.
Yeah, it was. But, I mean, it was kind of slow even for back then, but...
Yeah, sadly, there's a lot of cars like that. Just look at the first set of Tempest cars. KJ GTR Nismo sucks, too.
KJ Nismo, oh my god. We still get that question all the time from new players. I got KJ's Nismo, is it any good? I'm like, oh, please don't build that. You're wasting all your fusions and money and everything.
I don't know how to build cars like that, because you have the Nismo N package for example, it's much faster.
Yep. That's actually a good tier for, a very good car for Tempest, so... But then they look the same almost, and then people get confused, and they built KJ's car, and then they come on there asking me, how come this car doesn't do anything good? I go, well, you built the wrong one. So...
I wonder if they'll ever, finish Tempest. Or is Elite Tuners supposed to be like Tempest 4? It's weird.
I don't know. I don't know this whole Elite Tuner thing's been... they just kind of throw a car in now and then, a little bit of races, but it's not very interesting. It's mostly just to make you grind for those elite tokens.
Yeah, back then it was interesting because wow, we can customize cars with kits now. It's like, oh, that's really cool. Now here and there it's just one car now.
Yeah, it's all the same old stuff.
Pack of 3 tuner cars. Yeah.
So the best boss car, in my opinion, most useful boss car out of all of them might be actually Amelia's M4 for just running map stuff. It's no good in live, really. An interesting and very good boss car for Tier 1, for those who actually run in Tier 1, is the Honda Civic, the hatchback. That one's good.
That's an awesome little guy.
Yeah, the Honda Civic's a good car. And then, of course, the Fence Exige is good for running bots. At least it used to be. I don't know how it is now. I haven't used it.
Still good.
Yeah, the Amelia's M4 is the T3. So Angel Civic, that's it. Angel Civic. Yeah, I love that little car. That's a great little car. It looks cool, and it runs great. For T1 trials, it's one of the best. Tier 4, any boss car, not really. They all kind of suck. And Tier 5, I guess we can say the Sisto Elemento is good, but relatively speaking, nowadays it's not.
It does have it does have a stage 5 setup that's kind of like a low performance point high evo on the Elemento.
Yeah, I mean, I know you love the car, Denny, and it's not a terrible car, but let's be honest, it's a tough car to use in any lobby at this point.
It is.
Yeah, it is. And it's not a bad car. Again, it's one of the fastest boss cars that you could possibly get. And it's not terribly slow even compared to the newer cars. But still, it's just not,
See, that's why I want more Tempest. They always use niche cars for the Tempest.
Yeah. I mean, we haven't really gotten anything useful out of Tempest other than everybody wants to do it. Um, I think Tempest is more because it's like a story mode and everybody wants to at least complete it. So you kind of want the next part because it's part of the story of CSR2, but it certainly doesn't do much. Yeah, Sneak's Focus is cool looking too.
One ever again with that Miata. Oh my god, that thing was crappy.
Oh
I hated that
yeah.
car.
Oh, the Miata. You realize my Miata video that I made like 4 or 5 years ago is still generating nonstop views because people get stuck on that Miata every single time.
Yeah, it's such a terrible car.
It's a miserable car.
They forced you to use it.
Yeah,
And
they
it-
force you to use it. That's the problem.
And what
it
really
sucks.
sucked was at the time, parts were almost impossible to get for Mazdas.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's part of it too.
Like back in
You
the
know-
day, Mazda parts were so rare. Now they're a lot easier to get, but man, they were
It was
rare
freaking
back
impossible
then.
to get back then. Yeah, exactly. So now at least you can get it, but still,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's every time I see. I think I was so traumatized. Now I don't play any Mazdas in the game. I literally don't use them.
That's
So
funny.
it's like I'm done with Mazda. After that Miata, I am so done with Mazda. And there's some good
Yeah.
Mazdas in the game, but I just can't. It just hurts me to use one.
Now the little Rocket
that
Bunny
Miata.
Mazda, that's cool.
Yeah, that's a cool little Mazda. But the Mazda Miata Tier 2 is literally the best Tier 2 for Tempest because it can beat everything real easily on Stage 5. But, again, after that first Miata, you don't trust any Miatas you see in the game. You're like, I
Yeah.
don't trust that thing.
Yeah, the Tier 1 Miata, terrible. Tier 2 Miata, very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really wanting to see another Tempest come out. So me and Max both made the mistake of eliteing a lot of crappy cars because we didn't know any better. Asho, did you elite crappy cars or did you elite good cars?
I deleted good cars because I knew not to make that mistake the first time.
Yeah.
That I will say that is something a lot of people always ask me for constantly. It's shocking how many times people want to change their elite cars because it's something that modders can do. And they're like, okay, can you change this for me? Can you change it to the fastest card? And so if you ever see a Solus that's elite whatnot or a really fast card that's maxed out elite, just know they probably changed it to that so they can get extra RP.
Yeah. You're probably right.
Yeah, the RB Miata is great, guys. I mean, that's a great car. Not the T1 Miata. Let's not get them confused. So,
Lukeman says Max's voice is so heavy. What do you mean by heavy? Does it weigh a lot?
like it's deep,
Or
or
is he-
I mean,
Or is he louder than the rest of us? What is it?
well, you do have me cranked up, I think. You
Well,
might sound cranked up. I can't hear you, Max.
according to the little decibel meter, we're both around the same volume.
Oh, that's not bad.
So I'm not really sure what he means by heavy either.
I think they meant more on the deep side. Like, I don't even know who Barry White is, but it's so deep.
I think Barry White's
I'm
that
trying to talk with a higher voice.
Barry
this
White's that Barry White's that old singer that sings songs about making love. I think and he's got the super deep voice. Like, let's get it on. I don't think that's Barry White, but he sang old songs like that. I can't think of any of his songs offhand. You just busted Comet's ears, Max. He's not happy.
Yeah, I figured that's what you meant, Luke, man. I've had other people tell me my voice is deep, but when I listen to it on my own YouTube videos, I'm like, my voice sounds normal to me. It doesn't sound deep. So I guess it's all relevant to, what you're comparing it to.
Yeah, I think your voice falls in the lower mid frequencies. I mean, you don't have like
I guess, yeah.
you don't have a Barry White or a Johnny Cash voice, but you don't have a high pitched voice either.
Sounds like Beavis and Butthead. Beavis and Butthead. What's a? I think Butthead is the one with the lower voice, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Shut up, Beavis. That's
Doug?
the one. He always goes, "Shut up, Beavis."
Yeah. Bunghole.
Yeah, those
TP.
guys.
That was such a terrible show. I used to love it when I was a kid, but it was so stupid. Like, there's a lot of stuff I watched from when I was a kid, and I'm like, how did I like that? That was just awful. Like He-Man. Oh my god. Worst show ever. But I loved it when I was a kid.
Oh wow. You know, when you're a kid, you don't need a lot of dialogue that make any sense. So you just there to look at the cartoon and go, "Oh man, that looks cool."
Yeah, I guess.
So, when I sound like Mickey Mouse. I don't know about that. I mean, you know, I would have to really. I can't even. I'm not good at voicing stuff, so I'm not good at imitating voice. But Mickey Mouse might be pushing it.
Yeah, he definitely doesn't sound like Mickey Mouse. That's not what I would consider it. Some of
I
you
would
guys,
have to really. Mickey Mouse. I don't even know how Mickey Mouse talks. So that's. There's no way I can even try to.
Mickey Mouse has a
emulate that.
very high-pitched voice.
Very high pitched. Like, something like that.
Yeah, exactly. That's
pretty
perfect, dude.
That was perfect.
I used to do that voice all the time.
Yeah, man, you should sign up for a voice audition for a Mickey Mouse character. Land some voice acting gigs. I mean,
I
that
sound
was
like Doug Tomorrow. I gotta watch more Doug Tomorrow videos. I just know that he's always about there's something he says in every video.
Oh yeah. Oh, I know what you're
Quirks.
talking about. This. There's a whole compilation of it because he always starts out with that first. I used to watch him a lot.
This is the blah 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 car,
This
and
is
we're gonna go through its quirks and something else. It's quirks and something. I can't remember what he says.
We're gonna go over the quirks and features, and then
Oh yeah, quirks and features.
and then he gives like a Doug score.
Is that the guy
Doug
that
score.
goes
Doug
on for
score.
15 minutes about the knob on the thing that rolls up
Yes.
the window?
And he wears like double shirts every time.
I've seen a few of his videos, but I'm like, this guy is going on for 45 minutes about a door handle, and then the next thing he goes about 45 minutes is the seatbelt buckle. It's like, oh my god, dude, you are going into
But when you
too
watch him, he's a very
small.
energetic guy. He's waving
Yeah.
his hands. He's like really into it. You know, the quirks and features of this car. You gotta love this. This knob was made in this company in that country by this material. And look, it's got a little notch in it. You just turn the notch to the right a little bit, and there it is. There it is. The window just pops up on its own. Look at that. It's like, oh,
Doug
Doug,
is hilarious.
move on, please.
he's a hilarious guy.
yeah.
but,
does that on
but he's
purpose.
popular though. He is popular.
Personally, I don't think I have enough attention span to sit through a full one of his videos, though, because he just goes on too long about something small. Like, if he would have done if he did like a quick little segment about, sure, but something that's so like minuscule, he'll do 15 minutes of the video about it.
You know, it's funny. I have a friend who's into cars, right? And he's exactly like that. When he talks about a car, he's like, this car is so cool. Look at this. You gotta look at this. This thing in this car does this. Look, if I push this button, look, it pops up. Woo! Look at that. I'm like, dude, it's come on, man. It's a button. You know, yes, it is red, and it is cool looking, but it's just a starter button. Come on, man. But yeah, I have friends like that. It's fun to talk to him because when he talks about any car, it's always exciting. He makes it exciting. He makes it sound like it's the coolest car ever.
Now,
I said, dude, it's a base Civic. Come on.
Now, if I were thinking about buying a car, if I was seriously thinking about buying one, yeah, his videos would actually be really helpful. Because he goes down into every little teeny thing. I mean, yeah, that would be good if you're trying to buy something.
Yeah, well, I think that's part of what he does is he's trying to
Yeah.
give people like a full read on the car based on what he's seeing, right? Because most of the time he's introducing cars when it just came out. Like I watched his video on the Toyota GR Corolla, and he was talking about all the functions and missing stuff that's in there, that's not in there,
Yeah.
3 cylinders, all that. So yeah, so it's nice to get that kind of detail. Um, but again, it's a lot of work to record and edit and voice and do all that for a video like that. That's where you got to give the man credit. He's putting a lot of effort in. I'll be honest, I'm too lazy to make a video that detailed. I just can't do it.
I bet the editing on that would take hours for one video.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And it's probably a team of guys both filming it and editing it.
I mean, a lot of those bigger YouTubers will spend 15 hours editing a 10 or a 15-minute video.
Yeah, exactly. That's like when I made my Elantra In video, I had my son helping me, and we were using a cell phone. So it was like, cell phone and a GoPro. That's all we used. So you can't expect the same level of quality. You can't, you're gonna have the shakes. You're just not gonna have that level of sound or anything. But I'm doing this for fun. I'm not gonna go buy like $1,000 camcorder just to record a video or two.
Lukeman wants to know if I work or just do... Well, I mainly just do YouTube. Like today, I lay down on the live streams because I have a bunch of health issues. Like, my back and my side, just from laying here right now, is in a spasm. I can't feel my feet. I mean, I can't sit in a chair very long. I can't do normal things. Like, about every hour and a half, 2 hours, I have to get up and walk around for 15, 20 minutes or I completely lock up. I can't do normal stuff. So right now, like, I'm lucky that I'm able to make a little bit of money off of YouTube. I mean, luckily I have a place where I can stay and stuff, but it's not enough to
I kind of appreciate YouTube
of.
for that, Danny. I think YouTube gave access to a lot of people a source of income and also an outlet when you otherwise may not have that. So that's not a bad thing.
I just wish it paid more. I mean, when I look at the amount of views I get and then I look about the amount of money I get, I'm thinking, man, it seems like that's pretty low for... I mean, I made 500,000 views or something last month, and when I look at the like $600 or $800 that the channel brings in for the month, it's kind of like that's not much. I mean, I seriously put in 10 to 15 hours a day, 7 days a week between my 3 YouTube channels. I mean, I spend 2 hours a day live streaming. I mean, I live stream 5 days a week between the channels. I actually looked it up. Just like live stream, that's what 12 hours a week there. Like 30 hours, 40 hours editing and recording videos. I mean, I looked up, it's about 80 to 100 hours I put in per week. I mean, a lot of the stuff I'm sitting there laying in bed doing it because I can't sit down in front of my desk or whatever. That's why you don't see me on the things. But I seriously make like $2 to $4 an hour for the little bit of money that, I don't know, I just wish it paid more. I mean, it's amazing being able to make some money off of YouTube, but it's just so much work for what's, wouldn't even be enough to get my own place and live by myself, but I'm glad I have it.
Yeah. I mean, that's why, like I said, I mean, this is not my primary job for that reason, right? I can't live off of it. But I do enjoy it. It is fun. And it's fun to interact with people that you would have never met. Like, I would have never met you, Danny, if I didn't get into doing CSR2 videos. So, so that's the cool part about doing all this stuff. And that's why I enjoy it. I meet a lot of people. I help answer their questions. They're happy when they find out they can finally beat something in the game, and that's a good feeling. So
yeah, I do have celiac disease, but that's not really what's causing all this. Like, I have autoimmune things where my immune system actually attacks my muscles and nerves. Celiac sucks, but that's really just you control your diet and you're okay. I have a bad thyroid. I got celiac disease. I got the autoimmune. I don't know. I got all kinds of crap going on. It sucks, but you only do what you can do, I guess.
Yep, exactly. You got to work with your situation, and unfortunately, it's a bad situation. But but at least you're making the most out of it, Danny. So that's something to be proud of. There are people that basically don't do anything and then just lay around crying about it. You're doing
Yeah.
something, so that's a big difference.
Yeah, I do the best I can.
Yeah, and I tell my son that actually. Like I tell him, I said, look, here's a guy that's making something of YouTube, even though, because my son makes YouTube videos because he wants to play around with Minecraft stuff, and I encourage him to do it, but at the same time, I said, look, you do have to understand it's a lot of work. This is you're not gonna have fun with this all the time, and he knows.
Yes.
But he was so happy his up video got a bunch of views, so he was very happy, but then he's been working on his White House thing for like a year and a half. I go, by the time you finish this, Minecraft will be gone. Okay, you got to move a little faster than that. So, but he's a kid. He's going to school, so it's not a priority or anything.
So Duster's asking about TikTok. Now I know several people who do TikTok, and they say bottom line is almost impossible to make money on TikTok. Most of the people I know that do TikTok say the only income they really get are from donations on live streams, and I don't know. What were you saying, Asho?
I said, you gotta get sponsors on TikTok to be able to make money off there.
Yeah,
I'd say you keep up your YouTube channel. You have 40K subscribers. You keep getting up there. Eventually, you're gonna get sponsors, and that's where the real money comes.
well, I'll tell you what. I get like I've had Raid Shadow Legends contact me in a couple places, and you write them back, and then you never hear from them, or sometimes they're scammers. Now, I did have a game contact me, and they wanted to pay me like X amount of money to make like 7 videos for the game. And then they sent me a 15-page contract full of all kinds of crazy stuff. Like, we control what you say in the video. You got to submit all your stuff for permission, and then you have to revise anything we want. And there was a lot of stuff on the contract that you would have needed like a real contract lawyer to look it over. It was a crazy contract. So I'm like, no, I'm not signing this. And they're like, well, why? Because half of it I don't understand, and the other half just sounds like you're going to make me jump through hoops. So I've had a few people contact me. Now, I do have an audio and tech channel where I review like microphones and audio gear and stuff, and I do get companies that contact me on there. They don't pay me, but they'll send me like a microphone to review, or some sort of piece of audio equipment, which is cool. But yeah, it would be nice to get a real sponsor and make some real money off of that thing. I'm still waiting to hear back from Raid Shadow Legends. Last thing I heard, they're like, hey, we want you to, run a 30-second ad on some of your videos. I'm like, oh, yeah, that would be cool, blah, blah, blah. What's the details? How do I sign up? And still waiting to hear back from those guys. I don't know if
Isn't that company Ukrainian, though? That's a Ukrainian company, so they're a little... They have a little issue right now, don't they?
I don't know, but they use something called Hype Factory, which is an affiliate marketing company. So I was contacted by Hype Factory. What, Asho?
Oh, okay.
I said, they used to always be on every video. Oh my god, if there was a sponsor, Raid the Shadow Legends is what you're gonna hear like 90% of the time.
Yes. That company must make a crap load of money, because they make they have like famous people in their commercials. They have commercials on television. They have ads everywhere. So they must be like raking it in.
Must be. They got a large ad campaign, that's for sure.
I've heard they do more than just that game, though. I can't remember what else they do, but I guess it's like a really major corporation that owns that game or something.
All I know is that they were like a Ukrainian company. I played Raid Shadow Legends for a little while, and they have a lot of YouTubers also playing it, and the game is very, it's a money grab just like anything, but
yeah,
it's a very grindy, money grabby type game too.
If I remember correctly, when that first came out, they kind of claimed it was like free to play friendly, but I guess that's changed a lot.
Well, listen, this game is free to play friendly too.
That's true.
Who's going to tell you our game is going to cost you an arm and a leg just to play? Nobody's going to say that. They're all gonna
Yeah.
say, "Oh yeah, it's really friendly to free-to-play players," except you'll never get anywhere. Haha.
Yeah.
You know.
Luke, and then we
Yeah,
got
it's
about
kind of,
15 more minutes on the stream, bud.
It's just the way mobile games are designed. To be honest,
Yeah.
I call it freemium. It's free to
Yeah,
play.
freemium
but
games, exactly.
You gotta pay to get ahead. Otherwise, you're gonna be sitting there grinding for months to really get where you want to be in the game.
Yeah, it probably took me, like, I hardly spend any money on the game, mainly because I can't really afford it. But, I mean, if I could afford it, I would buy way more cars on this. But it took me almost, I would say, 6 to 8 months to really start building up a decent account on this game and have a few decent things.
I've been thinking about doing a playthrough with no mods in hand. See where that gets me.
Yeah, that would be kind of
Especially with all
cool.
the cars there are today.
Yeah. I actually wish I would have started recording Tempest videos back in the day. Like, I did Tempest before I started my YouTube channel. I would love just to be able to run through the whole thing and record the whole deal and just kind of go through everything and show people all the speed traps and sprint races and junk, but...
Yeah, I actually took screenshots back then when I did all that because, you know, when it first came out, Tempest 1 come out, it was easy. You know, you pretty much just build a car, go right through it.
Yeah.
But then when Tempest 2 came out, I'm like, oh, performance point limitations. This will get interesting. And that's where things really started to get complicated for people. And then when they forced you to use that Mazda, I was like, all right, I got to make a video for this because nobody's going to make it through this easily.
Yeah.
Oh God, that Mazda, man, that really did bring me a lot of pain.
Oh, brutal. I mean, in fact, any player, I think that's the first part of Tempest you really, truly get stuck at. You know, you get to the Mazda, you're like, what the hell is this?
Somebody had Google Sheets out there or something that had a complete guide as exactly what parts to install for which race on that little Mazda. And unfortunately, they eventually deleted the sheet. I wish I would have made a copy of that or something because that was so helpful.
Well, yeah, there was a website. Actually, that's all during that time when the Mazda was just out for like a few months. Somebody made a very detailed sheet. I had a different view on the upgrades than theirs. It's slightly different, but it's not a huge difference.
Yeah.
But I find my way to be easier for me, so that's how I made the video. And people who follow it notice that I don't follow exactly the way they recommended the upgrades. But in the end, the whole point is you just want to beat it. You know,
if you have a video for that, I should make a video and say, hey guys, if you want to beat this, go watch Max the Gamer's video. Here it is. That'd be
later,
kind of funny because what's that?
Oh, no, Luke Man's leaving. Ricardo asked me earlier why I'm not on Reddit. I'm just not good with Reddit. I'm actually on Reddit, believe it or not. Once in a while I read Reddit and I just get confused how to like navigate it and actually answer people's questions. So I gave up. I just kind of went, I'll just stick to Facebook and
update videos on Reddit.
I got a lot of hate on Reddit. People are like, man, Millie's the best. You suck. We don't want your videos here. We don't want your advice. Like they used to bitch me out every time I would post something on Reddit. So eventually I was just like, you know what? I'm not coming here anymore. So I quit using Reddit. Those people were rude over there.
Yeah, people are toxic on Facebook too. I think any social media gets toxic. It's just the way it is.
Yeah, I tried to. I did like a giveaway for CSR or whatnot, and like 80% of the people immediately assumed it was for Christmas. They assumed I was giving away mods, and I was like, no, I was giving away gift cards actually.
Yeah.
I was like, oh come on, man! They were just flaming me. The only one that was defending me was the guy that made that subreddit. I think it was the Crow. He's such a really cool guy.
Yeah, he's a nice dude. He used to stop in on the stream sometime. I haven't seen him for a long time, but I always liked the Crow.
I got some guy in my crew right now, my second crew, that uses the name the Crow. Now I'm pretty sure he's not the Crow, but you know. And yesterday, one of my other crew members was racing Max the Gamer, and I'm going, well, that's nice, but that's not me.
Yeah.
You know, because they know I have multiple accounts, so they kind of my own crew sometimes wonder if that might be my 16th account or something. I go, no, dude, I have 2 accounts I'm running. You guys see them both on the videos. I do have a noob account that I literally log into once every few months when there's a free car that I keep thinking of starting, and then I open the game, I look at it, and I go, God, I don't want to go through this again. So I close it again. So those are my 3 accounts that I have available.
George wants to know how to beat Angel's Challenge. That's a tier
Angel's
1 car, right?
Tempest 1. Yeah, Tempest 1.
Just get the Volkswagen GTI with or without the star. Put as many parts as you can on it. Tune it and shift it properly, and you'll breeze through that no problem.
Yeah. You gotta. So here's the thing about anything to do with the boss cars and the Tempest cars. Make sure whatever car you pick is fully fusioned and maxed out as close as possible, because it just makes life easier.
Yeah.
Most of the guys that lost to KJ, when he has the FRS or whatever it's called now, the 1286, that first boss car you face, everybody lost because they rushed in, their car's not built, they don't fusion it out, and that's why most of you guys don't have that first boss car.
Yeah.
Happened to me.
Including me. I don't have it either. But by the time you get to Angel, the whole trick is patience. Build that T1 GTI to the max, tune it, look up videos how to shift it, and then run her, and you'll get the car.
Yeah.
So,
I was pretty cautious with mine. I was like, unless my car is like 0.2 of a second faster than the boss, I'm not running it.
Yep.
And then I remember what I really was scared was Tempest 2 Tier 1, because I only had the Volkswagen Golf with 1 star, and it's barely fast enough to do it. So it's like, if I make one error, I'm done. But I was like, all right, I'm going to brave it. And I was like, yes, I did it.
That's against that old GTI, right? What's his name?
Yeah.
Conduit or something?
Yeah, Conduit.
Yeah. Now, Beast, Amelia's challenge is the same thing. Get a tier 3 and build it out so that it runs faster than her time. I think she runs something like a 10 point something. It's not even fast. But you need a car that runs faster.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I used the Mustang GT Premium when I beat Amelia. Then after I got her car, I started maxing it out, and then I used that to beat Tempest 3 with.
Yeah. So just got to build the car. Make sure you build it up. Now, by the time you get to Tempest 2 and 3, then you have to pick. And here's a tip I'm going to give you guys between Tempest 2 and 3, okay? Tempest 2 does not care about speed traps. So you want a car that sprints fast. And most of the newer cars, as we all know, are tire spinners. They don't sprint well. So make sure you pick a T3, T4, T5 car that sprints fast, 0 to 60, 0 to 100. That's the focus on Tempest 2. Tempest 3, you need both. So that's where Tempest 3 is more difficult than Tempest 2. But you can pick one car to do it all, and that's the best way to go about it. Like GR Supra for Tier 5. Don't you leave that car and use that for everything. That car will beat all 3 Tempest. Tier 4 is more difficult, but Amelia's M4, once you get it from the first Tempest, can beat all 3 Tempests easily. So, but fully maxed. Tier 3 cars that can beat it right now, that free Mustang, stage 5 only, trashes Tempest. So that's a great car. So there are a lot of options now, but you want to pick and choose and be careful what you jump into. 1-star Mustang will beat all 3 Tempests no problem too.
Ricardo and Millie got hired to help design cars and stuff like that on the game. I think they told him it was a conflict of an interest to keep doing the YouTube channel and working for them, so he had to quit the YouTube, unfortunately.
Yeah, he still plays. I still reach out to him once in a while because he pops into a chat that I share with some other gamers that he's in, and when I got my CA Corvette, they were actually introducing the CA Corvette to the game, so I sent him a bunch of detailed pictures of my car for his rendering group. So they can really look at because one thing I like about Natural Motion's game is that the car details, it's second to none. They really put details in.
Yeah, they do.
Because they wanted to know how the tail light looked. They wanted to he had me take pictures of the reflectors and stuff in the headlights because they want to make sure
Wow.
they get that right. Yeah, stuff
That's
like that.
crazy.
Most car companies, I mean, most gaming companies don't care. Yeah. I remember, this is funny, I bought Forza Horizon 5 that had the CA Corvette in it, and I popped the trunk, and I go, God, it looks horrible. You know, but this is a much bigger game in the sense than CSR2, but the CA Corvette in CSR2 is so much more accurate. And that's the kind of stuff. And when they introduced Elantra in, I was all excited too. I'm like, ooh, another car I have that they have in games. So that was always fun.
So Beast, the Mustang GT Premium, the one you can buy out of the dealership, I believe that will beat Tempest 1 and Tempest 2, but I don't know if it'll beat Tempest 3. But that's the Mustang I used to get Emilio's car.
GT Premium will beat Tempest 3 if it's at the 1-star. The 1-star will do it. Fully maxed. Well, close to fully maxed. It actually doesn't have to be fully maxed to beat Tempest 3.
It's actually a pretty decent car. I mean, for most of the Tier 3 cars in the game kind of suck, but I mean, that's a pretty decent car for something you can just grab out of the dealership and get easily.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it, Legends gives us quite a few cars that are useful for Tempest purposes, right? Now, the NSXR unfortunately can't do the final sprint, but it'll beat almost everything else in there. So that's an option for Tempest 3 Tier 4. You just need a sprint car, which surprisingly, that GT350R, as crappy as it is, it'll sprint right through that final sprint. So, you know, this is where you can pick 2 cars, have them sit aside, ready for that particular event. The GR Supra for Tempest Tier 5, the 250 GTO will beat all of Tempest with Tier 2. So, a lot of good options out there just to get through all this stuff, especially nowadays.
Oh,
the free Mustang for T3 as well. That free Mustang GT is really good. The one we just got.
You know, a couple of those Tier 3 cars they just gave us for free are really good as well. I mean, that Tier 3 BMW we got, I think that'll beat the crap out of Tempest.
That'll beat that. I forgot which one, but I think the Gold Star was better than the Purple Star, or one of the Purple Star was better than the other Purple Star when it comes to Tempest. I did a video on it. If you search, I actually did a video on that. I just put a video up for the new Mustang. That blows right through Tempest 3, no problem. So, great car for that purpose. Nowadays, like if you're coming in if you're like a 6-month-old player right now, and you're getting all these cars basically for free, you should kind of make a list and then look up videos on these cars because a lot of them are really good. You don't need to struggle like you and I did then.
Yes.
Or even Asho. We were struggling because we were trying to figure out what could possibly work. Now everything pretty much works. So
yeah, I mean most of the newer cars that are coming out are all, I mean, amazing compared to what we had to start off with when me and Max started playing. I mean, a lot of those cars back then were terrible. I mean, when you were trying to beat the events, a lot of them just couldn't do it or could barely do it or would take forever to get leveled up enough. A lot of these newer cars you can start throwing some parts on. I mean, for some of those cars can beat like Tempest on stage 5 parts only. So
yep. Well, I have a few videos out. Like every time I find a car that could beat anything Tempest 3 Tier 5 only, Tier 5 stage 5 only, I make a video for it because usually that's a bonus because getting stage 6s require you to get lucky and probably have some keys or something. Stage 5, you don't need any of that. You just need fusions. And if it's a Ford, if it's a Nissan or something, you can get those fusions pretty easily. So that's why I like those cars.
Yeah.
BMW, you can get fusions all day. Audi, I like Audis for that reason. But
all right, we've only got a couple minutes left on the stream. My back's so spazzing up, so I got to get up and move here pretty soon. But after we end the stream, I'll switch over to Discord on my phone before you guys go. But yeah, we're pretty much ready to end the stream, guys. If anybody has any last-minute questions that are really important, get them in there really quick, and we'll try and answer something for you guys. So if it's really important, go ahead and ask away.
Well, for Zyx, I hope I'm pronouncing it right. M4 will get Amelia's M4, but you need to get that M4 of all the S6s, and it's fusioned out, and you will destroy Amelia. Now, once you beat Amelia, you can keep buying M4s and stripping them and max her car out with the same parts. So any duplicate S6s or anything, just save them. You know, it doesn't hurt you. Oh, LC500
now, Amelia's
is one of
car,
the best
though,
tier 4s. Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Amelia's car did have to be almost 100% maxed, though, to finish the last Tempest.
Of course, yeah. But it's easy to max. That's for its day. It was one of the easier choices, because you just keep buying M4s and you'll have her car maxed in no time.
Yeah.
So but nowadays you have the tier 3 G87 coupe. You have the new Mustang GT. So there's no need to go build her car. The Ultimate, I'm seeing a lot of questions. So I'm going to try to answer them real fast. The LC500, absolutely invest in that. In fact, that is probably one of the best tier 4 live racers out there. So definitely invest in it. You know, you lead it out. Let's see. There will be more for at least next 2 weeks. After my vacation time is over, I'm not so sure what's going to happen. But, you know, next 2 weeks I can join Danny's live stream.
Awesome.
The Ultimate, is that the Lamborghini Ultimate? I think.
Yeah, that's the Aventador Ultimate.
Yeah. It's not worth maxing out, I don't think. It's not really that good. It's okay, but it's not that good. Yeah, it's okay in live.
There's really only a handful of cars. That's the thing. There's a lot of cars that are really fast. There's a lot of cars that beat dyno time. But what really makes a car great is when it has, you know, when it's quick, it's got good top speed, it's got good acceleration, it beats the dyno, and it beats live racing. But mainly, you know, we all want good live racing cars because live racing is one of those things that will really help you earn a lot of points. So that's the main thing I look for in a car is what can it do in live racing? Because a lot of cars, even when you max them out, it doesn't really matter. I mean, there's no point to max most of these cars out unless you're doing something like a showdown. That's one of the few times where it actually matters if your car is maxed or not.
Exactly. I mean, I don't usually race.
But for live racing, for live racing, you're better off not maxing your cars out. I mean, for most events, you don't need to have the car maxed. You just have to have a decent amount of upgrades on it. I mean, I don't know. There's just not many reasons to really max a car besides showdown.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Showdown, this is part of the reason I don't like Showdown as much because they basically force you to max a bunch of cars. But if you have it, though, definitely run it. Like when I have the maxed out Apex car, I run it. But until I'm, like when I don't have it, I don't. And one thing I hate doing is I don't want to be forced to fully elite and otherwise mediocre car just to do Showdown. That bothers me. So, yeah, like the whatchamacallit, the Pista. Right, the Spider. It's not a terrible car, but I don't want to max it out just for that. So, I
Look, wants to know if the hill climb event is hard. I've heard it was pretty easy for most people who have done it so far.
It requires a decent amount of upgrades on at least 2 of the cars, like the Ford GT and the what's the other one? The 2 Ford GTs, I should say, should be really well upgraded for you to have an easy time. Otherwise, you might struggle near the end.
Yeah, I think a lot of us have had those particular cars for a long time. So seasoned players or long-term players, it's probably really easy for most of them if they have the cars. But
yeah, I mean that's, you know, again, the hill climb is only the first event out of the series, so it's technically going to be one of the easier ones. Okay, it's going to get worse from here. Pretty sure of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it always.
Oh yeah, those events always get harder.
Yeah, so it's going to be more uphill battle after this one. And the event's gonna, for you, it's
Yeah,
gonna go
for
downhill.
sure.
But it's more of like an uphill battle. So hill climb is actually a fitting name. They got the name right this time.
Yeah, definitely.
But for those that are going for it, absolutely, good luck with it. Yeah, I always say it's up to you. You want to go for it, by all means. Some of us
Yeah.
can do it. Some of us are just gonna kind of throw our hands up and go, forget it. Particularly after the VW event, I'm a little, I feel like they're gonna beat me up too much to get through this event. So I may do some part of it and then just let it go if it gets too difficult.
All right, guys. Well, our 2 hours is up. I think we'll probably have some guests on the next couple of streams as well, which will be fun. Very cool. I got to get going. So Max and Asho, after I end this, I'll switch over to Discord on my phone really quick. So I'll be right back. But everyone, thank you guys so much for coming out. You guys are amazing. Thank you for being here. Make sure you guys check out Asho Speed the King on YouTube. There's a link in most of my videos descriptions to his channel. He was on the stream with us today. And make sure you guys check out Maxthegamer on YouTube if you haven't already. Definitely appreciate it a lot.